welcome back to Fire Princess Reviews. I'm Fire Princess Lily, here to tell you about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd things. So, what happened? What happened was I had a neck injury, and while it wasn't super serious, it did make it super hard to move my neck and my body around. Well, I mean, I could walk and such, but recording videos was not something I really wanted to do while I was in that much pain. But we're okay, so that's good. No one died. So that's what happened. So expect any video that I miss to basically get tacked onto the ever-growing list of videos that I need to be doing. We will take care of them all. But yeah, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, which is Alita Battle Angel, the movie that just came out in theaters a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I would say it's been in theaters for about 2 weeks now. So, was it good? Was it bad? I want to let you know. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the movie. Some spoilers are on the way, as always, on this channel. I'm going to talk about, to kind of quote Andre a little bit, I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the nerdy. I don't know. I don't wear glasses. I should. But yeah. So if you want to go into that movie, if you haven't seen it yet, you want to go into it totally spoiler-free, 100%, definitely don't watch this. If you don't mind some spoilers, like I said, I'm going to try my best to not do any big major spoilers. I might talk a little bit about one, but I will warn you before I definitely mention it. You know, I'll say goodbye, because I do kind of want to talk about the end of the movie just a little bit. I'll get into it. Anyway, it's not important. So, there is one spoiler that I think most people should hear before they go into the movie, and if you don't want to hear even the tiniest spoiler, like, it doesn't actually change the plot of the movie, or and in some sense, it almost, like, only adds to the plot, like, the total driving force behind what Alita does. More or less. So if you don't want to hear about that, even though I think it's super important for anybody who might not be expecting it, by all means, I would like you to, jump now 20 seconds ahead in this video in 3, 2, 1. You jumped. Cool. A dog dies. Alita finds a super cute dog, and it's kind of there for parts of the movie, and then it shows up to die, and it is just adds another piece of fuel to Alita's fire for what she's doing, why she's doing it. And it happens sort of off scene, but enough in the scene that you know exactly what happened. So that's the big spoiler. Boop. Hopefully that was enough time. I should have probably timed that a little better. But yeah, so here we go. Maybe I should have said 30 seconds, but boop. Anyway, let's talk about this movie. First of all, let's talk about how amazing it looks, because this movie does look amazing. Now, as you've seen in the trailers, Alita has these gigantic eyes, which were actually toned down from the movie, which I think actually serves really just better. It's just like she didn't need those gigantic googly eyes that she had. They're definitely still bigger than everybody else's, but yes, they have been toned down. She looks more or less like a normal-ish person with just some kind of big eyes and a robotic body. Her robotic body seems pretty much human though, so it's not really that big a deal. Now, she's taken in by Dr. Ito. He, of course, finds her, and he puts her in this body so that she can walk and move around and stuff like that. So, that's how the movie starts. That's how the movie goes. I have to admit that I've actually never read the manga, so I can't actually judge it based on how close it was to the manga or the anime. I haven't seen or read either. So, I'm just going in as a straight, I haven't seen this, I just went for an action flick. And with that in mind, I give the movie a 7.5, which 7.5 out of 10 for any movie is basically a passing grade. I'd give it an 8, but due to that spoiler I just mentioned, a little while ago, I had to deduct half a point because how can you like? And if it was in the manga and they included it, then good for them. And whatever, I would have deducted points from the manga for that scene too. So there you go. The movie is spectacular. It's gorgeous. Apparently, James Cameron lent his Avatar team to Robert Rodriguez to make the film. And, yeah, it looks good. There's, not anything that seems out of place. They did change the location of where the city actually is in comparison to the manga, which I don't know if that is better for the plot or better for the scene, but it's a thing that they did change. So I don't know. I think they could have put it on Earth anywhere and it would have worked just as well because it's a post-apocalyptic movie. The thing that deducts the most points for me from this movie is how much they try to do in the movie. Now, I don't know exactly how long the anime or the manga actually is. One of my friends mentions to me that it has the longest tournament arc ever, so that tells me it's a really long form manga, and that means that it does feel rushed in places. It kind of feels like we yada 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 over a whole bunch of things that happen off screen, and the pieces, while they connect okay, could definitely connect better. Example A, I would say, is Alita's friend, who he's a guy. She falls in love with him super quick, and I feel like there's more going on behind the scenes that would have made that more clear, easier to deduct, that would have made more sense. But the way the pacing of the movie works, it kind of feels smooshed together. Why does Alita have these super deep, strong feelings for somebody that she met? It feels like a week maybe in movie time. So, and maybe that's just her naivety from having memory loss. Yeah, she has memory loss. The trailers pretty much kind of hinted at that anyway. Confirmation she does have memory loss. So, but it's it's super duper quick. Boom, 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 boom. And you have no time, I feel, to sit in any part of the mystery before the movie tips its hand to you, oh no, that's not the mystery, new mystery over here, nope, that's not the mystery, new mystery over here. And it kind of feels like the plot of the movie is jumping more or less. And so that is possibly the thing that I feel detracts from it the most. All the actors are pretty good. I do feel like Alita's actress herself is really good. Feels a little forced, but that's also the kind of character that she's playing, and she plays well to it, so it is good acting. I want to be very clear on that. I'm not in any way saying that her acting is bad, just that I didn't particularly necessarily 100% enjoy the character herself. So there's that. We're going to get into the big spoiler now. The thing that I actually dislike kind of the most, more or less about this movie. And so if you definitely, this is talking about the ending of the movie. So, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's worth the money. It's worth seeing because it's definitely stunning. I didn't see it in 3D because my wife wears glasses and the 3D hurts her eyes. So, I don't know if the 3D makes it better. They are claiming that you need to see it in 3D. It's like Avatar. You have to see it in 3D. But once you see Avatar one time in 3D, it kind of loses its magic and doesn't stand up on its own. So I do want to say that without the 3D, it's a pretty decent movie. And a 7.5 for any anime adaptation is pretty good, whether you've seen the source material or not. So, thanks for watching the video. Come back when we talk about the Lego Movie, the second part. That's our next big video. And for everybody else who doesn't care about the big spoiler, boop, you'll meet me in about 10 seconds. Here we go. We're going to talk about it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big spoiler time. Okay, so I don't like the way the movie ended. I have to say 100% that it definitely detracts the rest of the points. Not from the score, not to a total 0 on the score, but to that 7.5. If the dog scene takes off half a point, and the way the movie is cut together takes off a whole point, then that other remaining point, we'll say that the way the movie is run is like another half a point. So that other 1.5 points is actually the way the movie ended. And it's not that it's a bad ending per se. Her boyfriend, whose name I can't remember right now, he dies. He gets killed by another protector hunter warrior, because Alita punked him, and she puts him on a robot body, and he decides to climb up to Zalem, and it doesn't work out because he gets totally fucking shredded by a thing. She goes and she fights the villain of the movie, and she wins, and then it just cuts to her being in the champion circle for Battle Ball, and ending that way. Like, we're gonna watch her compete in Battle Ball to get to Zalem in the next movie, and I don't necessarily think that's where it should have ended. I think it should have ended sooner. One of the best parts about Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back is the very dour ending that it ends on. There's a little bit of like hope when we watch Luke's arm being built and put onto him. We see Lando Calrissian and Chewie go off to look for a way to help Han. So there is definitely hope in the ending, but it's certainly a dour, the bad guy sort of win kind of ending. And I think, honestly, that's what Alita needed. It's a little different than I would say in our next video review. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But there's a scene in Alita, and it's big in the trailers, where Veska, or his name sounds sort of like that, he's using these like metal tendrils to like slice at Alita, and they're like spiraling through the air, and Alita's like going through them. Now, the way the trailer's cut, it's like, oh, this is a cool scene, and she's gonna like whip his shit. Well, no, she gets brutally cut up, and Ito decides to put her on the body that he had refused to put her on beforehand. And I think that that's where the movie should have ended. Before he even, like, not necessarily, like, he should have put her core in this body that he was refusing to put her in before, and the movie should have ended with, like, her eyes opening or something like that, to hint that she's not done. Because I feel, like I said, that there's a bigger story in between all the pieces, and they could have padded it a little better and gave us that ending. And I think ending like that would have been a stronger ending than her standing in the Battle Ball arena, pointing at Zalem like, I'm fucking coming for you. It's not great. Like I said, I think the stronger ending was before. Like, when she gets sliced up and whatever, I actually thought the movie was ending, and I was gathering my stuff before they just kind of like jumped into putting her in there, waiting for her to get up, and then like, oh, this movie still has time to go. So that's great. Like, I didn't dislike the movie. I liked all the action pieces. But, like I said, a stronger ending would have been that. And that's my biggest complaint about Alita Battle Angel. It's still a 7.5 out of 10. So, it's not a bad score. And that's it. Next, we're going to talk about the Lego Movie, the second part. I know that everybody else has already talked about it. But, hey, I had a neck injury. So, give me some slack. And that's it. So, until the next video, love comics, love cartoons, and I'll see you then. Bye!